Alright, so I want to kind of go over how I'm going to mount this 6-inch PVC on the ceiling here. I've measured this and it's actually 6 1/4 wide. So I grabbed a piece of plywood and my circle cutter here, and luckily the maximum it will go to on this outside edge is 6 1/4. So I took it, cut the circle, and I was like, okay, cool. I got a way to take the PVC and it'll slide in there. You know, pretty much no gap. Here, all the way down there. There we go. It's a good snug fit. This will be great for making blast gates and stuff like that. But I didn't really have the dimensions set on this piece of plywood of when I cut it, I didn't center it, and I needed to come back to create this guy because he's going to mount to the ceiling. So if let's move this over. So if this is the ceiling, the PVC is going to be up there like that. I'll have a little strap that'll come up and hold it. I couldn't take a dimension and get this centered on here because these are all different measurements. So the quickest thing I could think to do was kind of go backwards. I took the cutout, stuck it back in because it's kind of like if you look at it, it looks like a train wheel. Cut through most of the way on one side, and then once I got the through hole done, cut back on the other side, and it left, it just pops right out. So I put it back in here. It's snug. I just took a 1/4 inch drill bit, stuck it in there. I was gonna really just need one side. I need to find the center here. Well, I know this drill bit's in the center. I know this is square because I cut it on the table saw just to get a rough measurement the first time. So I came in here with this square, and since I knew this is a 1/4 inch, I could slide this over right to the edge, mark a line on each side. That gives me this edge of the drill bit. Flip it over, come to this edge, boom, boom, same thing. Now what I can do is take this out, get that out, pop that out, and now I have these two outside lines, here, 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 here. So that really just took time of, some sort of measuring device. I used some calipers actually, but if I measure this, it's just under 1/4 inch. Find the center of it, mark it the line here, here, and then I took my square through here. So basically found, this gives me square, this plane gives me square up and down this way. I just push it against here, against the outside of the circle because this is square. Now I have a line right here that I can mark based off this middle reference point. So do that to both sides, and now I have some extensions coming down here to the middle. So I went ahead and did some measuring. Since this is 6 1/4 on the outside, I want at least 1 inch on either side here, because what I intend on doing is have a piece of plywood coming out at a right angle, 3/4 inch plywood coming out, maybe 1 inch or so, that'll screw through into the ceiling. I wanted a little bit of distance here, so let me get a piece of plywood. This work reference. So if I have a piece of plywood sitting here, I think this is like 5/8, whatever. When I have this pipe is close to a fitting, I want that fitting to be able to fit up in here and not be obstructed. So I measure the width here, 6 1/4, add 1 inch on each side, gives me 8 1/4 out here. So half a 6 1/4 plus an extra inch For some reason I came up with 4.5. I don't know why. I'm looking over here at my drawing. But it works out. Well, this is the center, so I guess whatever this distance is, this is probably larger than an inch. Okay, we're at 1.25 inches. Big deal. Because it doesn't matter, because I know I'm halfway in, because when I put my, my raw template here, let's take one of these for example. Cut these a little short. But I have a piece of wood measuring 1/4 inch on each side. And I can bring this in here, here, like that, draw a circle, go to the bandsaw, cut it out. So this is my first one I cut out on the bandsaw. I said it fits pretty good. I'm not the best on a bandsaw, but even gap all the way around. So once I felt comfortable that this was going to work, I took all my other blanks, just clamped them together, and cut them all out at once. Now we can see this goes in here pretty tight on both sides. Once I get the strap on there, coming across and screwing it to the side, it's going to hold up really good. So I plan on supporting this actually on the pipe and not the fittings, just because then I can hang my pipe, attach the fitting, go to the next piece of pipe. The fittings range from, I think, 6 5/8 to 6 3/4, depending on the fitting. So I wanted something that's uniform. And the pipe is uniform because what I plan on doing is right before each fitting, I plan on having one of these holding it up. So, this stuff weighs nothing. And these are all going to go into the rafters. So I'm not suspending it just on drywall or something like that. So these will be solid. And then the fittings will kind of just float in free air. So one of these will be close to each fitting and coming out of each fitting, so the fittings themselves will be supported, I think, quite well. So that's how I made this. Like I said, all I got to do next is take a piece of plywood, cut it, 8 1/4, whatever thickness. I think I'm going to do about 1 inch or so. Glue and screw from whatever side. And that way when it goes up, just put it right on the joist, 2 screws, so I can come up on either side like this, and it's not going to go anywhere.